Happy Monday and welcome in to South Florida Daily. I'm Kate Monahan. Today on the show, we continue to explore the wilderness in Palm Beach County and go check out the equestrian world in Wellington. Let's get into the show. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
If you're dealing with hair loss or hair thinning, call Bauman Medical in Boca Raton. They can help you get on a healthy hair restoration journey today.
Well, the first thing, if you're starting to lose your hair, don't panic. Because one of the first things that happens is you go to the internet, you start searching for a miracle cure. You have to get professional opinion. So you have to go to a board-certified hair restoration physician who can diagnose your situation, look at your hair density, hair caliber, do an analysis, and figure out what's going on. Then make a plan with you to try to get things moving forward. Keep the hair that you have and restore the hair that you've lost. A hair follicle is one of the most highly metabolic cell populations in your entire body. So it's affected by nutrition and sleep and lifestyle choices, toxins, what you do to your scalp, what you do to your hair. And so we take a very holistic approach. We're going to look at your DNA because genetics play an important role. We're going to look at your nutrition. We're going to look at all of those lifestyle factors to make sure that you're on point to grow good hair from the get-go. But there's a lot of things that we can do to help protect the existing hair and to stimulate hair growth. When we speak about lifestyle factors, what I've found is that many times we're uncovering hair loss that's been triggered by the metabolic conditions. And so to really investigate that, we need a functional medicine approach. And so I've developed a functional medicine department here in the practice so we can look at blood work, biomarkers, saliva. We can take a full inventory to see what factors are really affecting your hair and your hair loss. And then the other benefit of that is when you make those modifications, you increase not only your lifespan, but your health span too. So putting more years in your life, but also more life in your years. And that's called Bauman Performance. So that's a separate department inside Bauman Medical that helps people live longer and feel better. The Bauman Nutra System for hair, if you will, or wellness system for hair, we call it the Nutra Team, has protein, vitamins, minerals, nutrients that are essential for good, healthy hair growth. Everything from the standard biotin to nutraceuticals that could help protect your body from stress and your hair from stress, decrease inflammation, things like that. Really important to have good nutrients and fuel if you're going to grow good hair. Once we've conquered kind of your scalp health issues and nutrients and fuel and your lifestyle factors, then we're going to move into medications. So there are FDA-approved medications that you can take topically or orally. Those are going to be medications that are going to stimulate hair growth and protect you from hair loss. We can also use red light therapy or low-level laser light. And today, devices are available that you can treat yourself at home with no side effects. For example, the Turbo Laser Cap is a great device. It has the highest number of diodes, the most amount of power, 25% more treatment area. So in just 5 minutes a day, no side effects, no chemicals, you can get red light therapy at home for hair regrowth. TED, transepidermal delivery, is the latest and greatest non-invasive therapy that we can apply in the office. It uses ultrasound to push large molecules like growth factors and peptides for hair growth right through the skin. So no needles, no pain, no discomfort, just the hair growth. It's only been around really since the pandemic. We were the first clinic in the United States outside of the original clinical trial to have the device. And so we did some of the original pilot studies. We presented it to audiences of physicians internationally, like in Paris and also in India. And I'm the first to really have it here in the US. And it's a treatment that produces excellent hair growth, sometimes repigmentation, which is awesome, and decreased shedding.
Bauman Medical is always looking to the newest technology and programs to help their patients. The latest, banking stem cells.
Why would we want to bank our stem cells in the first place? And as we age, our body gets older and our stem cell population also ages. And so we get less rejuvenation, our skin can wrinkle, our hair can thin, muscles can fade, things like that. So we want good quality stem cells for regenerative medicine. And so if we can bank our stem cells, it's like freezing them in time because the younger stem cells are going to be more highly regenerative. So one of the more exciting things that we have now is to be able to bank your hair follicle stem cells. And so if you're thinking that you might need more hair in the future, and you're hoping that someday we'll have hair cloning, like I think we will, we want to be prepared. Even myself, I don't want to have, be 75, 80 years old and have to use those stem cells to clone my hair. I want my 53-year-old stem cells. So that's why last year I banked my hair follicle stem cells. Hair follicle stem cell banking is done here in the office. The process of harvesting is done here in the office, but they're sent off to a lab. So we pluck some hair follicles, check them for the biologic material. They're put in a very special storage solution, special temperature. They have to be overnighted to the tissue bank. And they're examined to make sure that they're viable, and then they're stored. They're literally frozen in time. In the long term, hopefully we'll have some kind of hair follicle cloning, hair follicle multiplication, and we'll be able to use those stem cells. But the good news is that in the short term, we can create from your own cells an autologous, meaning your own, exosome therapy treatment. So that's a topical treatment that we can apply in the office from those cells that we banked. So short term, we can apply those therapies and treatments. Long term, we have them in the bank, hopefully for hair follicle cloning, maybe other tissue regeneration repair. You know, eventually we can use those stem cells to become anything, any kind of tissue or any kind of organ in the body. Everybody wants to know, I've started my hair growth treatment, when am I gonna see it happen? So mathematically, you can see changes as early as 6 or 12 weeks. So you have to have a baseline measurement if you're gonna look that closely. But in the mirror, it's gonna take you 6 to 12 months to see the result from any change to your treatment regimen. Please be patient with your hair growth regimen. It does take time. I guess the take-home message is, if you're out there and you're seeing some signs of hair thinning, you know maybe your parents or grandparents dealt with some male or female pattern hair loss, or you've been, sick or have other issues where you see some hair loss that's occurring, don't worry. But remember, time is follicles, so you've got to get on it quickly. We have preventative therapies like the ones we talked about that are non-invasive to help protect the hair that you have. And if you take action, you do those therapies, you're less likely to need a more invasive procedure like hair transplantation. But even if you do need a hair transplant, the good news is that transplants are permanent. They're completely 100% undetectable today. They're natural, so they don't look pluggy, they're not painful, they're effective, and they're lasting. They last forever. But your other hair does not, and that's why you need ongoing medical therapy. 25 years later and over 33,000 patients treated, what keeps me going is seeing how patients' lives are changed by helping them with their hair. Hair is a very emotional organ, and when you get it back, you look good and feel great. And even though we're located here physically in Boca Raton, we have patients from all around the world. So if you are struggling with hair loss, you can call, click, or visit, so to speak. You can talk to me from your home or from your phone, as well as come into the office for an evaluation.
Young people in Florida are inheriting this wilderness. These public lands have been set aside specifically for them to explore and enjoy, and they're going to decide what happens to them.
It's crazy that this is literally in my own backyard, and I have never been educated on things like this.
I've learned stuff out here that a whole year of school wouldn't teach me, Go outside of your comfort zone and see what's out there. Go look literally in your backyard. A lot of people see Florida as the beach, but it's way more. When you march your way through and you have open eyes and you're watching the things change, you're like, oh, this swamp affects scrub, and this scrub affects the Loxahatchee River. This Loxahatchee River affects the inlet, and this inlet affects the ocean. We still need these ecosystems. We can't just live, in our concrete buildings and think everything's okay and just get Gatorade shipped to our house. Like, it doesn't just work like that,
When the expedition is over, I would definitely go back to certain places. For example, the Loxahatchee Slough. When I was there, I was thinking about how my best friend Jenna would like it there. So I would definitely go down there with her and take Instagram pictures and go camping with my mom.
I would definitely tell my friends, did you know by this road that you drive by every day, there's literally thousands of birds and everything just chilling in that area? And they'd be like, no, I didn't even know that either. I thought it would just be, a river.
I've almost already started making plans for next weekend to come back with some friends or my family.
Being able to come back to these wild areas isn't something we can take for granted. Only a fragment of wilderness is left, and the ecosystems that remain depend on each other to stay healthy. It's one thing to hear about the wilderness from a science educator like me, but nothing makes you care more about wild spaces than seeing them for yourself. Sharing these wild areas with Noah, Cortez, and Kiana has been a dream come true.
Want to see what we're up to in real time? Make sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram at South FL Daily. The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture. Welcome back into South Florida Daily. It's no secret that South Florida is home to many equestrians. And if you're a horse owner or about to be, listen up. Here's what you need to know about equine insurance. We're here in Wellington today, and I'm here with Missy Sullivan. She is director of the equine division at Flagler Insurance. Missy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me about equine insurance.
Flagler Insurance has multiple divisions. I head up the equine division, which I have a fabulous team, I have to say, behind me. And we're based in Palm Beach on the island and entrenched in the equine world, and it doesn't get any bigger than here in Wellington. This is super impressive. It's the best riding in the world. It's just, there's nothing better. There's no better feeling in the world. I've been doing insurance for 30 years.
And you're also a rider too.
And I've been riding for longer than that. I started riding down here in Wellington in 1980 when this all began, and actually this venue right here didn't even exist. It was across the street. So yeah, I've been a professional as an insurance person for 30 years. I've been a rider, doing the 100 jumpers for more than that, riding on the A circuit, been in the top 10 in the country in my division. I am super lucky that I have married my career with my passion. As an insurance professional, my technical skills are super sharp, I will say that, because of my commercial background. Because of my riding experience, I know that side of the fence and knows what happens as a professional, as a trainer, as an amateur. I know every single nuance that needs to be insured. I'm super involved in my clients' lives, and I do advise them on what they should and should not have.
The clients that you have, how involved are you with the choices that they make for clients?
Oh yeah, I'm super involved in all their lives. I'm truly their advocate. I really care and genuinely care about them, their assets, their coverage, their horses, their animals. I go to the barn and literally I will show up at the barn and start bathing horses just because I love them so much.
Palm Beach County is a welcoming and safe destination for the LGBTQ community. From food to shopping to sports, you'll find something for everyone to enjoy. The Gay Polo League is the only LGBTQ polo organization in the world, and you'll find it right here in our backyard. I'm ready to train with the pros for the International Gay Polo Tournament. You're a person that liked to do something, wanted to do it, and said, you know what, I'm going to start my own. How does one start their own polo league?
I started the Gay Polo League purely out of a selfish motive. I had wanted to increase my social life within the LGBT community.
Great.
And I wanted to do something around an activity. I took a polo lesson by myself in Santa Barbara, California, and halfway through the lesson, I pulled up and I said to the pro, you know, I've decided I'm going to start a Gay Polo League. And that's how it started, 2006.
It's an international polo league now?
It started sort of as a ragtag informal group. I would invite my friends, they'd invite their friends, and then literally it just caught on and we started getting members in other states and other cities, and now we are in 14 countries.
Incredible.
And we host 3 international events a year.
If I wanted to join, can I join?
You can. You can, because we're gay identified, but we're inclusive, not exclusive. And we also, as a league, understand the importance of allies is very real. We're very inclusive of all levels of players as well. We have blended teams,
right?
But in our higher events like Palm Beach, our level of polo play is higher.
Sure.
I think we are brand ambassadors for our community, but we're really a high-end sporting event within the LGBT space.
Somebody like me shows up, right? Maybe doesn't have the pedigree, the experience.
Any sport is a sport of confidence, but more so when you're dealing with a 1,400-pound animal.
Right.
Right? So we would put you on a gentle horse, a horse that has a calm demeanor.
I'm very excited to pick my horse. Here's a cute one.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay. Psst, psst, psst.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No. Where, do you have a horse for me?
I do. I have a great horse for you. His name is Woody.
Okay.
Very safe.
I like that.
Promise you, he's calm.
Okay, so.
First thing we're gonna do is hold our mallet just like this.
Okay.
We're gonna relax.
So there's a little break in the wrist there.
Yep,
90
and we're gonna
degrees.
let everything swing back.
Okay.
All the way to the top. We're
Yeah.
gonna make a 90 up there.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna come down and
then
hit
I'll
the
come
ball.
down. I'm gonna try it all in one. Here we
All
go.
right,
Ready?
let's go. Good job. You're
Wow.
natural, man.
Wow.
I'm gonna have you on my team.
Welcome back into South Florida Daily. It's time to head to Boca to check out a nature center, Gumbo Limbo with James Curry. Here's Wild Palm Beaches. South Florida Daily is on the move with PalmTran.
We met up with researchers from Florida Atlantic University here at Gumbo Limbo Nature Center, and they told us a little bit about the important work they are doing with sea turtles here in the Palm Beaches.
I'm a sea turtle biologist, so that covers a lot of territory, and I do everything from nesting studies in sea turtle hatchlings to diving physiology to, in this case, the studies that we're doing here at Gumbo Limbo have to do with immunology and fibropapilloma disease, which is a disease that affects hard-shelled turtles, but in particularly juvenile green turtles. So Palm Beach is really important for two reasons. We have in southeast Florida the largest aggregation of nesting loggerheads in the world. So the nesting beaches are very important, but we also have a lot of bays and estuaries, and those are the development areas for juvenile turtles. Here in Palm Beach County, we have 3 turtles that nest in large numbers. So by far the largest number of turtles are loggerhead sea turtles. So they nest by the thousands. And then we also have green turtles, though those are in the hundreds of turtles. And leatherback turtles will also find, but in much smaller numbers, maybe a few hundred of those total in Palm Beach County. Sea turtles are literally dinosaurs. They've been here since the age of the dinosaurs. They survived the disaster that wiped everybody else out, and they are still here. So when you go out on the beach at night maybe and you see a nesting sea turtle, you're looking at something that's been around for hundreds of millions of years, and there's not many people who can say they've seen a dinosaur. The research that I've been doing is showing that there's a pretty strong link between pollution in the waters around the coast of Florida and the development of this terrible disease that affects these sea turtles. So anything that we can do to reduce pollution, particularly runoff from agricultural fields, people that use too much fertilizer on their lawns, people with septic tanks that leak into the waters, all of that washes into the ocean, and what affects the sea turtles eventually is going to affect us as well. There definitely are some challenges now, and unfortunately most of those are man-made, whether it's pollution, whether it's the loss of nesting beaches. In some areas there's still poaching. There are a lot of, for instance, leatherback turtles that get hooked on fishing lines, particularly long line fisheries in the Pacific. So we have been definitely seeing an increase in the population. The nesting populations have been increasing steadily, at least in South Florida, for the past decade or so. Basically, the Endangered Species Act actually works when it's employed, and those turtles that were hatchlings 20 or 30 years ago are now nesting females that are coming back to nest. So we are seeing an increase in some of the populations, but they are still, for the most part, endangered. There are still a lot of challenges. Gumbo Limbo Nature Center is a city park, and there is a lot of important research going on here. There's sea turtle rehabilitation, but also it's an educational institution. So here is a place to come and find out all about the South Florida habitats, the mangroves, the fishes that live on the coral reefs, and to find out how you can help to conserve the natural resources that we have all around us.
We have an amazing team here at Gumbo Limbo. They are specialists in their field. Our sea turtle rehabilitation team is recognized around the world for the groundbreaking work they're doing to protect threatened and endangered sea turtles here. Our education team has field trips operating every single day school is in session, and we have an amazing summer camp that we can reach out to all of our local kids and share with them our mission and how they can be environmental stewards.
So this is a little loggerhead sea turtle, a washback loggerhead sea turtle. And what that means is this little turtle was hatched somewhere on a beach, swam off to the currents, and then was washed back into shore. You can tell this turtle is sick, it's emaciated, and this turtle has been passing plastic. We're actually involved in a study with the University of Florida's Whitney Lab in St. Augustine, where we're trying to tease out what types of plastics we're actually finding in these little washback sea turtles. We're trying to find out what colors, what sizes, in hopes of getting better information out there to what's actually going on in our oceans. All right, to give you an idea of what kind of plastic we're seeing in these turtles, we're seeing broken down tiny pieces of plastic, so microplastics. These are pieces from larger objects. We see monofilament, we see threads, we see sharp pieces of plastic that are broken down. There's film from food containers, all different colors, all different sizes. It's literally everywhere in the ocean. Sea turtles are admitted to our facility due to human impact related issues. They're here because of fishing interactions. They're here because of pollution, different diseases. They're here because of boat strike injuries. So most of the turtles that we treat here are here because of something that we've done. It's up to us to learn from them. Sea turtles are definitely trying to give us signs that there's something going on out there. So the future of sea turtles really does depend on us. We know what's going on out there. We know there's problems with pollution. We know there's problems with climate change. We know there's problems with beach erosion. It's up to us to do the things that we need to do to make sure that their environment continues to stay healthy.
All of our turtles are on a very specific diet. All of their food is weighed out. We typically do a mix of shrimp, fish, and squid. So we do their protein feeding, and then we also do an enrichment for our green sea turtles, which consists of veggies like lettuce or peppers. We do cucumbers and zucchini, and we do that daily as well to just kind of supplement them, get them some enrichment, get them diving, get them kind of scouring for food.
Thanks for watching us here on South Florida Daily. We hope we've inspired you to check out some new places in South Florida, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow at noon on Fox 29. Be sure you're following us on Facebook and Instagram at South FL Daily. Have a great rest of your day.